Zach. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the BOTA Cast. It's me. It's James. I'm joined today by Zach and Chris. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Hanging in there. I have Zach, so it's not that great.
Feels great to be back doing a fucking podcast, boys.
I know. Zach, It's been a minute.
Yeah, I'm working nights.
5 or 20, 25 exact minutes.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back. It was a rough
26 minutes now.
Yeah, 26 now. You were absent for that few seconds. It was a rough weekend for the boys' teams, unless you want to count Chris being a fucking bandwagon Bucks fan. But it was a rough weekend. None of our teams. Brady's my dad.
Can we admit Aaron Rodgers is flat for Drew?
No.
No.
That's between you and Drew. All right, we don't get involved in your drama. All right, should we just kick it off? Just get into it. Anything we got to talk about? I don't think so.
No, nothing.
Well, I mean,
oh boy.
I feel like no. It's nothing crazy. I feel like sports world related. You have to talk about Doc retiring. That's huge.
That's more for taping the shaft.
Okay, but it's still sports related. When's the last time I did tape the shaft, dude? I haven't in fucking time.
I have a lot of great memories of Doc Emmerich.
Let me speak.
And I hope he very much enjoys his retirement. It is well deserved. And that man has seen it all.
I was talking about it with Zach, and he's one of those dudes that was a voice of a sports generation.
Yes.
Right.
Not just a generation. I mean, you could even argue like he's up there with Al Michaels. Al Michaels voiced the 1980 Olympics.
Speak louder.
Zach, can you speak up?
I'm really not speaking. I'm not speaking that loud.
Zach, can you speak a little bit lower? No, your voice is coming in fine, Zach. I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, okay. All you ladies. Anyway.
Don't.
I think what Zach's trying to say here, though, to keep this on track is when you think of NHL, at least if you were born between the 80s, 90s,
only 90s kids
NHL,
will remember
you think of Doc Emmerich announcing the games. And that's just kind of, he is a part of the NHL for a lot of people.
No,
along with Zach.
Not anymore. Retired.
I'm going to murder you.
Wait, Doc Emmerich retired, James?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why are we talking about him?
Allegedly. Haven't seen a tweet from Schefter. Can't confirm.
No, I just think it's huge because a lot of players, coaches, former players are reaching out to him, via Twitter or whatever. He influenced not only this generation, but multiple generations of hockey players, of, people that grew up watching games. I mean, don't take it from us. Take it from Connor McDavid. Take it from Sidney Crosby. Take it from Martin Brodeur. I mean, I can keep going. There's so many people that came out and just voiced their support of Doc Emmerich retiring, and just the fact of that man's a legend. I mean, he's one of the most legendary broadcasters of all time.
Zach, who's the hockey Adam Schefter? Is it just a moose?
No, I'd say it's Darren Drager.
Alliteration's dumb.
As long as you don't say Pierre, we're okay.
That's
don't speak. No, bad. Pierre Maguire can suck my dick.
I thought you were going to defend him for a second, and I got real confused. All right. So anyway, the most relevant game for you guys, Chris and I watched this one together. Denver and New England in the battle of the field goals. It was something.
Can we
Denver
just
won.
say downright awful game?
Horrible.
And leave it at that? I mean,
you really. Oh, sorry.
No, I think we're kind of on. I don't even think there's an excuse for the Pats on why they can't beat a practice squad. Everyone else is saying, with COVID, missed practices, they only had 2 practices over the course of 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that should have affected them at all against the Broncos of all teams, but yet clearly it did. But
all right, ready? Counterpoint.
I'm waiting.
So your 2 best players caught the Rona, Chris. So That's clearly significantly going to affect their play. It didn't with Stephon Gilmore. Well, actually, did he even play?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He did? All right, well, it didn't affect him as much because the defense limited them to 18 points. And not to mention, 9 of those points came off of turnovers?
At least. I have no idea, to be honest.
Yeah, it was 9.
Was it 9?
It was rhetorical. Yeah, it was 9.
Well, I mean,
Was
the
it 9?
Broncos
It was none.
had all field goals, right?
Can you confirm it was 9?
Confirm.
Yes.
Confirmed.
Broncos didn't score a touchdown.
Locking in that answer right now. Final answer.
Broncos, no touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, the Broncos didn't score a touchdown. My thing is
Brandon McManus, though.
yeah. Oh, I mean, he was automatic. But my point is that your quarterback also had coronavirus, and it's he's playing his what was that, their 5th game? He's playing his 5th game for his new team. Not to mention they had 2 weeks off basically and 2 practices, and he had to get over coronavirus. Yeah, I'm not worried about them. I think they're going to be fine. I still have them going what did they have? 7-9, I think. So I mean they're on track for 7-9. I think they're still going to be fine that way. They're not a great team anymore. I don't know. The offense needs help. That's the big issue. And when your quarterback had to get over coronavirus, and
I mean, they have to. What do you think their game plan is coming up to this trade deadline? A receiver,
Get Julio Jones.
Okay.
Falcons are trying to clear house, man. It's not out of the realm.
Is that a real thing? Falcons are trying
allegedly,
to clear house?
that's what came through today. That the Falcons might be trying to clear house on players. They're having internal talks. Might be getting a couple years out of Julio.
And AJ Green's looking again.
Please don't get AJ Green.
Allegedly.
He's a shell. We're saying all these names, you're gonna end up with John Ross. All right, good input. Thank you. So
my input was sitting there silently waiting for my life to end if we get John Ross.
Well, it'll be pretty quick because he's fast.
Hey, self-burn.
Anyway, next game, one of the funniest images of the week to come out was Deshaun Watson losing the coin toss in the Houston-Tennessee game, and just knowing he was like, shit, like you could see him turn around and was bummed about it. And then what was it, 3 plays later, Derrick Henry?
Well, self-awareness is key, especially for Deshaun Watson. He's a smart kid. He knows when he's fucked. I mean, look at the team that he has around him.
Yeah.
It literally, from last year, it is night and day. That team is trash.
Yes.
I mean, again, they're not the Jets, but
yeah, somehow he still has a job. But yeah, I mean, it was an entertaining game through, though. Deshaun Watson was trying to keep him in it, and it couldn't happen.
Well, that's the thing. Deshaun Watson is 2nd in the league in passing yards right now.
Mm-hmm.
And his top wide receiver is Brandon Cooks.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Will Fuller had a day.
Yeah, but he has 1 out of every 16.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
not very good stats.
Oh, sorry. Well, who else do they have? Kiki Kuti, right? Remember when that kid was supposed to be good?
Does he? Or do they? I thought he got cut.
He might have gotten cut. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't fucking know who they have. I don't know who besides Will Fuller and
Darren Fells, former Brown. Brandon Cooks, Pharaoh Brown, Randall Cobb. Ever heard of him?
Oh, forgot Randall Cobb was on that team.
Never heard of him.
Man.
Yeah, but Randall Cobb's what, 39?
Something like that. Might as well be. I don't think he actually is. I don't think he's as old as you're saying, Zach.
No, he's not. He's not.
No. I was going to say. Not much to talk about there. Derrick Henry putting up insane stats saved a lot of people's fantasy week.
Yeah.
What was it, 200 plus yards, 2 titties?
Yep.
James, I want to go on the record here. This is on record. On record. What did you say at the beginning of the year was not going to happen, not in a million years, and I want the audience to share in this with me. James, how many touches did you not think Derrick Henry was going to be on record for this season? How many? Let's hear it.
300.
How many touches do you think Derrick Henry is going to get this season?
Might be the first player to get over a K at this point.
Yeah. They're feeding him the rock. That's the whole point.
I'll look it up right now, but keep talking.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the whole point. You have Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback. He's good, but he's not the player you want the ball going through all the time. It's Derrick Henry. You feed Derrick Henry the ball, he's going to get you the dub. They're 5-0 for a reason. How many touches does he have, James? He has over 100 already, doesn't he?
Thankfully, no. He has 82.
But still, that's through 5 games. That's ridiculous.
That's through 5 games, yeah.
So he's on par for what? So if you take 5 out of 16.
Don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to talk about it. I can't do the math on top of my head right now. But anyways, Derrick Henry is the player you want to get the ball to on that team.
He stubs his toe. I'm also going to say, I think at this point, you got to kind of look at it. Not even kind of, you have to. There is no option. You got to look at it. Derrick Henry is the best running back in the NFL.
Yes.
No question.
I called it. Royce and I called it 3 years ago. We talked about this. I called it.
And they just weren't giving him his opportunity.
They weren't, because they had DeMarco Murray, and then they sent DeMarco Murray to wherever the fuck he went. Guam or fucking Azkaban. I don't know. Where the hell did he even end up?
He was cut after the Titans.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He disappeared. He just disappeared. But anyways, Derrick Henry is the player you get the ball to on that team. They're 5-0, or they're 5-0, right?
Yeah.
Just the records are all fucking weird. But anyways, they're 5-0. They're unbeaten for a reason. It's because they're feeding Derrick Henry the ball, and they're killing teams on the play action. Like, they are killing teams on play action because they have to. They have to respect Derrick Henry. They have to stop the run first, because if they don't, he's literally gonna bust off 90-yard runs every game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this man is insane.
You can't contain him.
No,
no one's found a solution yet.
He's
really that fast and he's that big.
And just as an example, look what the Patriots did last year. They tried to contain him, and they did. They contained him pretty well. I mean, he still ran for 110 yards in the playoffs,
something like that.
But the reason they lost is because eventually they weren't able to contain him, and Tom Brady sucked. That game. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say. I mean, at this point, I would love to see a team beat them and stop Derrick Henry at the same time. Because I don't know.
Henry has 123 touches so far.
123.
Where the hell did you get 123? Didn't we just say 82?
I don't believe you.
We'll look up the stat, but I'll keep going on.
2020, he has 82 attempts.
He has what?
Yeah.
82
No, that's
attempts.
out of the last 3. That's out of the last 3 games.
No, that's his career stats for 2020.
Yeah, that's wrong. Right on Google is wrong. Because add up your
really?
3 right there. Yeah, I just looked at that, and I was like, that's wrong. Because add up your 3 games right there. It's only counting 3 for some reason.
So, James, if Chris is correct, through 5 games, he has 123 touches.
Yeah,
5 games.
Right now it says 2020 on his summary is 123. Yeah.
He has 123 touches through 5 games. This man is going to hit 300. This man's going to hit 300 before fucking –
he's going to fucking stub his toe.
No, he's not.
Fuck you.
You're just mad.
At this rate, he will hit 300 at week 12.
Yeah.
So he's going to be under 1,000, but maybe.
Oh, yeah.
You know, 1,000 was a joke.
But. Yeah, 1,000 was an exaggeration, but like realistically, he could hit 400. He really could. Because if he has 123 through 5, it's realistic to say he could have had 100 already through 4. If he had maybe a lighter day or whatever. But anyways, again, the only formula for beating the Titans is to stop Derrick Henry, and you can't do that. But let's not forget they have other weapons too. I mean, A.J. Brown's no joke. He's going to be a legit number 1 wide receiver in the next 2 years. I mean, he's developing. He's a good piece. I still give DK Metcalf a bump over him as far as that draft class, but I mean, it really it's impossible to stop Derrick Henry at this point.
I can't disagree with you, but we're gonna have to stop talking about them and continue with the rest of the list.
Also, Derrick Henry.
Let's not go
also Derrick Henry.
Just on the Titans.
All right, let's talk about my fucking the the worst it could have been. But Pittsburgh 38, Cleveland 7. It was bad, man. They couldn't get the run going. Pittsburgh's defense was just having their way.
You know, it was
bad.
even worse trying to find the live stream for the damn game.
No, it was even worse than that. Is Minkah Fitzpatrick getting that pick six? And all I had to see, there was a 10-minute stretch of red zone where it was like, whoa, look at Minkah Fitzpatrick get this. And then I was like, all right, cool. And then it's like, hey, let's show you the highlights of the day. And it's Minkah Fitzpatrick. Excuse me, NFL.com. I'm trying to work here. And then it was like, I saw the replay no less than like 3 or 4 times in a 20-minute span, and I was.
We were all there. Every time it came on, James would just get angrier and angrier until he almost slammed a chair in the ground. But can we talk about how excellent Pittsburgh has done, drafting defensive keys and pieces, and also trading for? I mean, that trade for Minkah Fitzpatrick, I feel like if there was any player or trade or deal that has worked so well for the Steelers in the past 5 years, it's that Minkah Fitzpatrick deal. I mean, that trade, because holy shit, that defense is legit. And Minkah Fitzpatrick is a huge piece of that.
I mean,
huge piece.
All it costed Pittsburgh was
what?
This offense was traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So what? He was traded for one first?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? How do you that is the biggest ROI I've ever seen.
Yep.
A first and a 5th round pick in 2020 and a 2021 6th. What? Mm-hmm. That is more than DeAndre Hopkins went for. Once again, it's like saying that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. But again, what team is this? What team was he coming from?
The Dolphins.
Right. When's the last time they made a good trade?
Fair. I mean, it depends on your perspective on this one, but yeah, fair. Never, but I'm saying the trade technically still hasn't panned out in this case.
It hasn't panned out. But what I'm saying is that in our lifetime, we've seen the Dolphins trade and get draft capital, and it hasn't panned out for them, I don't think, ever. Maybe besides like Mike Gesicki's working a little bit. And if they drafted Devontae Parker, good, because he's also working out for them as well. But other than those two, Brian Tannehill didn't work out for them, and he's working out on another team. So it's clearly not, you know what I mean? But I digress. This isn't about the Dolphins. We're talking about the Steelers and the Browns. Yeah. Don't worry about it, James. Okay.
I'm not in panic mode yet.
I mean, you're not winning Super Bowl. There's no way it's happening. I'm sorry. No. It's just not going to happen especially in that division. But you have a good chance at a wild card in the AFC.
It's still a young team, and man, beyond being a Baker stan, the amount of people that are just like, oh, Baker's been down all year, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, he's actually had a pretty decent year. The only reason he's been down stat-wise, which, once again, he hasn't been horrible, is because they're a ground-first team. Right. They run the rock. He's building off of that. Cool, but, you're not going to see 300-yard games from him every time. I think the inconsistency, too, we've talked about that, but I think he's got a lot more developing to do, and this next contract's going to be interesting to see what they do.
So I have a question for you. So I feel like with you saying that, you're kind of panning into saying maybe the Browns and the Titans have a similar offense, would you say?
Yeah, I could see that.
Well, I mean, think about the Titans. They run the ball first. Derrick Henry,
that's running back building through the run. Yeah.
Right, and that's what the Browns do.
Yeah.
So then why is it different? So then why are the Titans finding so much success where the Browns aren't?
It's a really good question. I honestly don't know if I have an answer for you. I think the strength of schedule, they definitely played tougher teams. It's definitely pivoted this year too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, division-wise, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. Also, the Titans
that's their 2 toughest competitions they've had this year.
Right. And they haven't played the Colts yet either. Oh, the Titans haven't played the Colts yet. So, obviously the jury's still out on them.
I'm not putting a lot of faith in that Colts having a top defense because they've had, if you look at their first 5 games, cookies.
Yeah. Of course. Well, so I also think my thing is that I think Mike, and this is weird to me because obviously it's a Belichick tree and we've all know how they've panned out so far. Mm-hmm. I think I figured it out Belichick offensive coaches, terrible. Belichick defensive coaches, fantastic.
That's valid.
Vrabel, Romeo Crennel, doing a really good job right now, taking over as head coach.
Matt Patricia?
No. Oh, good point on the other end of
good
that.
point. Okay, that's fair. That's a good point.
But I get what you're getting at, and I think Vrabel is probably the best example out of any of them.
I think
Well,
Vrabel is by far the
Also
best.
take it from this. Take it from this too, Chris, in that Vrabel was never a coach.
True. He went
Vrabel-
right
Vrabel
in.
never-
This was
Vrabel
job
never
one.
coached with Belichick. He was a defensive player, and obviously was under Belichick and played for Belichick, but he never coached with Belichick. All these other coaches that coached with Belichick, have been failing. And I think that's probably because they rely way too much on Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick does everything. I mean, he ran the defense for basically the last 3 years, and he had Brian Flores and Matt Patricia help him out. I mean, the last year that Matt Patricia was here, look what happened to that defense in the Super Bowl. They got smoked. I mean, there was controversy around that and everything. But I think that's why Mike Vrabel's having such a good time, or such a better time, because he learned from Belichick, but he didn't have to rely on Belichick because he was a player, not a coach. I think maybe that might be why that the Titans are having such a success with Vrabel. But I mean, do you like what you see with Stefanski?
So far, yeah. I think I still think it's just a young, progressing team, and these are the growing pains you're going to have to go through. They're not like I'm not going to pretend like I got spoiled by them winning. It was cool. It was great. I was fucking loving it, but this is still a very young team with a lot of young pieces who haven't really had a lot of consistency beyond Baker. I mean, look at Nick Chubb, same deal. Kareem Hunt's career was in a fucking whirlwind for a while there. The receivers on the younger side that aren't Jarvis and OBJ. The defense, for fuck's sake. The defense is majority youth. Myles Garrett might be like, fuck Olivier Vernon, but as far as a veteran leader goes, that's Myles Garrett.
But I forgot Olivier Vernon was a thing still.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
Denzel Ward's been playing like shit. He's letting up the most touchdowns at his fucking position.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my guy Denzel. They've been short Greedy Williams all year. They lost Grant Delpit. Anderson Dejo's a bag of shit. It's bad, man.
I know.
There's a lot of things they need to fix in the secondary.
Well, so here's my question. So, and obviously this is hypothetical, and then we can move on to
yeah.
This is what happens when I come on podcasts. I derail.
It's fine. It's all content, baby. Enjoy.
So if you had the opportunity to say, okay, this coach was groomed by Bill Belichick. Like here's a coach from the Belichick tree. He's gonna run your defense. What do you say?
I'm gonna say yes. Like as a head coach or a coordinator?
Coordinator, defensive coordinator. You don't need a coach. You got Stefanski right now, and
I love him on offense. But yeah, right. I think I would take that because I think they need someone who's willing to like kind of keep them in place. That's why Greg Williams, as shitty as he's done in New York and other places, he did a pretty decent job with our defense here. We're a good defense. We're not a great defense. And that's kind of where we're living. And I think the coaching needs to push that to the next step. Yeah, because they've got talent. Mac Wilson's a stud.
That's why I mentioned that, because you said you have a lot of youth on the defense, and I think just look at with Belichick and now with Vrabel. I mean, if you get a coach, if you get a really good coach, you can coach up players. Sorry, I just heard fucking music blasting out of the Xbox headset. I think Scott and Kyle are having a rave.
Nice.
But yeah, I agree. Anyway, sorry. Let's move on.
No, we won't talk about the Browns anymore. Don't worry, guys. Sorry. Get ready for my pit of misery when we lose to Cincy this week. So, Philly kept it close with Baltimore somehow, 28-30. That one was another one that came down to it.
That was really interesting.
Odd. Very odd. But it happened. We're here for it. It was a thing. Carson Wentz. Bag of shit. I mean 2-13-2, but it kind of came in the last portion of it. He just like pushed.
Yeah. So, honestly, that comeback, I think at the end, the Ravens are just like, I feel like the Ravens are just like, this isn't fun anymore. Like, we're just shitting on teams.
It does seem like they pull their foot off the gas.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, and here's my thing with the Ravens is that if they continue to do that, they're going to be in really big trouble because they have legitimate competition in not only in their division but in the conference.
Yeah.
The Bills are legitimate. The Bills are legit.
A bold statement after last night.
They played really good against Kansas City.
Played all right.
The defense played really good against Kansas City.
Yeah.
Okay.
They forced them to run and it worked. CEH back. Fuck Le'Veon.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
We'll talk about that later, but yeah.
I mean, Kansas City is such a difficult team because they have weapons at every single position. I mean, their third wide receiver is either Miko. I almost just said Miko Watkins, like fucking
Miko Watkins.
Miko Watkins. Miko Hardman, who is a fucking burner, or Sammy Watkins. I mean, their tight end is Travis Kelce. Their starting wide receiver is fucking Travis. What the fuck is wrong with me right now,
dude?
Oh my god,
sounding a lot like me right now.
Yeah, I'm having an aneurysm.
Tyreek Hill is who you were going for.
Tyreek Hill, thank you, Jesus Christ. They have weapons at every position, and now their backfield is stacked. Their backfield is so good.
Scary.
Yeah, I mean, their third running back is LaShawn McCoy. Is it not? No, I'm sorry.
Nope.
That's Tampa Bay. Awkward. They had LaShawn McCoy at one point, though.
They did last year. You're right.
But I digress.
Baltimore.
Yeah, I just think that the Ravens need to be careful. They need to play a full 60 before I call them Super Bowl contenders. I just, like I've said before, I just don't. I don't know what he's doing. I just don't. I don't have faith in Lamar Jackson to lead a team through the playoffs. I mean, their first playoff game that he played in, they lost to the Titans. So I mean, I don't know what else. Fuck. Anyways,
we're having a good time.
Yeah, I know we're having a great time here.
Some kind of rant. Are you angry with yourself, Zach? You're on like a lost.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
no, made it through the fourth game yet.
This is my therapy, guys. I'm sorry. I can't afford a therapist, so this is where I go to talk about my feelings.
All right, so Baltimore won.
Yes, by 2.
By 2.
We're 4 games in.
Speaking of 2, good transition, Chris. Always just kick the extra point. Bring it into overtime. Washington 19, New York Giants 20.
Oh my God, that was
bad.
Washington had an easy overtime. Why not take that risk?
Or
Ron Rivera.
I don't know why they took the risk. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
They had it. They were like, nah, Kyle Allen's got it. He's a guy. No.
Bro, we got it.
No.
I'm just so baffled. To think that like coaches have winning football teams. Like all these coaches that go on, like, yeah, we got a winning football team, and then you see the Washington football team, and then poor Riverboat Ron sitting there. Yeah, we got a winning team. It's a winning mentality.
My guy.
Yes.
You don't.
It's just crazy. It is crazy. I don't know why they did that. I mean, also on the other side of the coin, why the fuck not? You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win a lot of games this season, anyways. You might as well try and go for the win.
No, this is also, we talked about this. Put my theory or hot state. Oh my God. I don't know. Has put my theory into question that that's not even the right word either. We're just going to keep running with it though. That the MetLife duo won't get a combined 3 wins. All it took was 1 win, and now we're in question mark area.
It's already in question. Fuck. No, I mean, I know there's no way that's going to happen. Because the Giants have to play the Redskins twice. Also, the Giants play the Eagles twice, and I really don't have faith in the Eagles beating the.
We'll see on Thursday night.
Oh, is that the Thursday night game?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually really funny. But anyways, yeah.
Next game, Chris. You got anything to say before we move on?
NFC East is trash again.
Yeah. When you have the chance to go ahead or bring it into overtime, just bring it into fucking overtime.
If you think your team's that good, make them have a whole drive. Fair enough.
Or also, if you think your team's that good, maybe pick a name for them by now.
You're so salty about this.
Dude, that annoys me. When I see football team, I'm like, what the fuck?
We got a
That's
comment on
personal
YouTube.
issue.
Trade Washington for the IMG Academy football team. Love it. Honestly, you might get a better
I don't know
product.
who that is, but I already know they're better than the Washington.
So IMG is a high school out of Florida that's private, and they basically like essentially recruit like players, but they don't. So if you go there, you're on a fast track to the NFL. Like nothing but 5-star recruits.
Damn, that's sick.
There's like 3 big high schools in the country. It's IMG, some place out in butt fuck nowhere, Texas, and
That makes sense.
I don't know, Mississippi or something. So anyway, Falcons, Vikings, Falcons 40, Vikings 23. Falcons finally get a win. Vikings are in a monumental slide into mediocrity. Man, I feel bad for anybody who didn't play Julio this week. Like, what an idiot. Anyone who didn't play him in fantasy must
I know, and
feel
like,
bad
and the
right
crazy part is,
I hate
Julio
you.
would've-
Don't even
Julio-
talk to me.
Julio would have gotten you the win too. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
now. Oh, don't say that. Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
33.7 points. He would have.
That's brutal.
Yeah,
That's a bad
that's
look.
brutal. That's a
Oh,
bad.
no, he wouldn't have. No, he
Oh,
wouldn't
you
have.
would've? Oh, didn't I
No.
smoke you this week?
You had 191 points.
Yeah. How many did you have?
111.
Yeah. No, never mind. Nah, Julio wouldn't have helped. Sorry.
Jesus.
I think I
Shellac.
could have won if I put all my. Yeah, if I put James White, AJ Green, and Julio in.
James White had like 10 points. What do you mean?
15.
Whatever.
Let's not talk about
Yeah, we're not talking about fantasy.
how bad Chris got beat. Let's talk about how bad the Vikings got beat. Kirk Cousins threw 343 for 3
I like
touchdowns
what you did there, James.
and also 3 interceptions. Thank you. So I think at this point you got to go that Kirk isn't the guy, right? This draft, you got to be getting your replacement.
Yep. Agreed. Well, Minnesota's not going to do that.
No?
No.
Why?
Because
I would
it's
like to know
the
why as well.
Minnesota
I'm also
Vikings,
curious.
dude. It's not going to happen.
They need a new man on the Minnesota Vikings.
I was literally
The
just
Lizzo
going to
lyric.
use that. I was just going to fucking use that, you bastard. You didn't let me use it. No, I mean, they're not. There's no way they're going to do that. They should. I just have that gut feeling that Minnesota is not the kind of team that's going to go, oh, let's draft the quarterback. Ooh. Like, what happened the last time they drafted a quarterback? Teddy Bridgewater.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the comment section.
What am
I think it's Phil leaving us memes in the comments.
Oh,
verbal. I don't know, not verbal memes. I'm fucking spent. All right, we're over this game. Moving on.
Phil, love you long time. See you.
Hey Phil. We're done with that.
Yeah.
Detroit beat Jacksonville. No one's shocked.
Mhm.
Anything to say?
And no one cares either.
Yeah, I don't really care about it too much. Bengals. I tried calling it. I thought they were going to beat Indy, and they did not.
Kirk Cousins, DeMarcus Cousins, my family cousin, the rest of the league in 3. Phil, thank you. Prime
Thanks for
comment.
chiming in.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins fucking sucks.
That's my dad. Boogie, woogie, woogie.
No, you Phil.
So Joe Burrow again, 313. Joe Mixon's non-existent, and the Colts. Phillip Rivers remember how to throw a ball, 371 and 3. Not really shocking. He should put up those numbers against the Bengals, but there we go. He did. Good job.
I watched the highlights and I remembered how much I fucking hate how Phillip Rivers throws the ball.
That weird push sidearm thing he does.
It just looks like he's throwing like a 30-pound fish back into the water after he caught it.
Like he's throwing his
He's
dirty
like
thoughts out of his brain.
No kidding. It's like it looks like he's conceiving another child.
He tries to force it out.
Yeah.
So next up on the list of BOTA Boys teams that didn't win, I don't know how to respond to that. I'm just going to transition off of it.
I know you know. Great.
Carolina was beat by Chicago. Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater's magic ran out.
No. Teddy Bridgewater's magic did not run out. I will say his magic did not run out. Because the Chicago Bears magic is continuing.
That's
They're
what
on
you're
a
gonna say it is. It's more the Bears' momentum.
Well, yeah, it clearly. How else are you going to explain them beating the Bucks, and then the Bucks turning around and stomping the living shit out of the Packers?
Zach, can you watch your mouth, please? Thank you.
No, fuck you. I don't even know.
God
What am I supposed to?
damn it.
What?
TBH, if your first name is Philip, you're a baller. Don't matter the sport. Football, basketball, tennis, Philip in 3.
Phil, you're a real one.
I got to stop looking at the YouTube,
Phil's
live chat.
doing it. He's killing it.
Oh, God.
Chris,
Sucks to
if
be
you
the funniest one
think
of
I'm
anyone.
annoying, why don't you speak up?
Yeah, Chris, come on.
You're looking at the
Speak your
YouTube
truth.
comments, damn you!
Also, we can tell you're looking at your TV. So, you can
Am I what?
What?
I know you're
All right,
watching.
we're moving past it.
Anyways, yeah.
Stop giving me Thursday Night Football ads.
You took the message away, you little bitch.
Are you guys really talking? You are literally on a call with each other. You can talk shit to each other right here.
I'm not doing anything.
Zach doesn't know how to shut his mouth.
Oh my god. Listen,
Ah.
I don't know what it is about this Bears team. They just find ways to get it done. I mean,
We're just gonna magically transition back like we're talking about the Bears again.
yeah, why not?
All right, fuck it.
Fuck it. What, James? You have to understand one thing, and it's that I have untreated ADHD. What do you want from me?
Untreated. Try getting it treated and then realizing you're an adult.
I can't. I don't have good insurance.
What?
Jesus Christ.
Jeez, somebody stay on one fucking path.
Okay,
Can we
but-
finish this show?
Anyone surprised
Anyways.
the Bears beat the Panthers?
I'll be here all day.
No?
No, I think we
Yes.
all called it. I don't know. I might not have called that one.
I
Actually, I might have finally
I
bought
may
it in the
have picked
Panthers.
Panthers, but I'm not terribly surprised that the Bears won. I mean,
All right,
what's the
screw
record
it.
now? 4-2?
No, they're 5-1.
5-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The Bears have the first place lead over the 4-2 Packers. Sorry, 4-1 Packers.
That can't feel good, Drew. That can't be said.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
well, I mean,
So,
Hey, they're doing better than the Vikings.
speaking of teams that are awkwardly in a good position, I'm trying to make these transitions work. Jets get blown out by Miami 24-0. We see Tua come on the field and hand off the ball. That was magical. He threw a 3-yard first down or something like that.
Didn't break his ankle, so good on him.
No, but he's a starter 2 weeks out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just really baffled about this. Sorry to bring us to another tangent.
Why?
So, Ryan Fitzpatrick has played, pretty well for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Oh, the Nick Foles thing.
Phil. It's so Phil. Phil
There
is inevitable. He's
Yeah.
Thanos with us right now.
are three things that are
Yeah, so
practice and filming.
Fitzpatrick actually doing well. They decided to play the young guy, hot hand.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
not
mean,
hot hand.
I mean, it doesn't really matter because they're not going to make the playoffs, and they're no way in hell.
You say that, but they're one win out of first right now in the East.
Yeah, but we're 5 games into the season, and they haven't played the
Count
Bills
it.
yet, or
Count
any of the other. Okay.
Count it.
They also have to play the NFC West, and yes, they smoked the 49ers, but they still have to play the other 3 NFC West teams, and
Count
so
it.
I'm not worried about the Dolphins fighting for a playoff spot. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't just why would you push Tua into it? I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick is doing a pretty decent job. I mean, he's thrown 12 touchdown passes through 5 games.
I agree. Why put him in yet
If that's the case, then why don't you share the load? Like, why? What?
Nothing.
All right. Why don't first do it like a fucking college game. Do it like the Madden 21 storyline. We don't know who's starting fucking quarterback. Let's put Ryan Fitzpatrick in one half and then put Tua in the other half, and whoever has the better half wins. Or if you have fucking heart condition, then you're the quarterback.
What are you
Yeah,
angry
throw for
about?
500 yards and 20 touchdowns. Quarterback controversy. Thanks,
Yep.
Madden. Good storyline, kid. Way to go, kid. John
I
Madden
agree
wrote
with
it.
Zach here, though. I don't
It's
think
a defensive team. What?
Any team you play for is a defensive team. I love that thought. It's just the same conversation with different colors. What were you saying, Chris?
I don't think Tua's. I think why would you not stay with Fitzpatrick right now until Tua's? I mean, granted he is healthy, but why risk it right now? Keep him towards the end of the season if he's going to be your guy.
Well,
I guess that's my thing on it.
my last comment before we move on, I apologize.
Oh, we're not moving on quite yet because I got to get through this. I got more Phil fire coming at you.
I mean, it just seems to me that they made the decision before they even played the game that he was going to be starting at least next week, if not the week after. Because I mean, they put him in for the last 2 minutes. They already had the game locked up, and they named him starter. 2 days later? Like it's not a coincidence. They clearly had this.
It's coronavirus.
I swear it's just Corona.
COVID-19.
No, Phil has a point. James, I'll let you go on with Phil, but Phil has a point. Do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah, please. Oh, we're
Okay.
good. I'm back.
James not dying anymore.
Phil's calling for Hawaii's World War III. They're gonna invade if they don't play Tua. I'm just reading into the subtext of what he said. Jersey sales through the roof. Hawaii will roll. We talked about that. Fitzpatrick sells jerseys, but Tua will sell jerseys. Yeah.
Yeah, also fair.
Also true.
They both sell amounts of jerseys. All right. Well, I mean, don't look too much into this game. It's the Dolphins and the Jets, and yeah.
I wouldn't read too much into it, but I'm excited to see Tua.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting development. I mean, like, I feel like it's a good place to put Tua in with a 3-2 record for the Dolphins. Wait, they're 3-2, right? Or are they 2-3? What are they?
Sure.
3-2?
Yeah, I'll accept it.
Whatever.
Sounds right.
Sounds right to me.
Dolphins are 3-3.
Oh, they're
500. Ooh, nailed it. First try.
Yeah. So I guess it's a good spot to put the kid in. There's no pressure. I mean, at least for me, if I was Brian Flores, like, tell the kid there's no pressure. Like, we don't plan on making the playoffs. You go out there, you do what you're gonna do. You play well, make the playoffs, then fuck it, let's do it. But if that's their guy for the future, then he has to go into it with a relaxed mindset, not putting way too much pressure on the kid, because they have the means to win games with another quarterback that's already in the system. So
I have a cut on my lip. All right. Packers 10, Tampa Bay 38. I got nothing to say about Miami. Past that. Let's move a little more north in Florida.
Yeah.
Drew.
I think that once Rodgers threw back-to-back picks, the game was over. I mean, I don't even think it was.
I think once the fourth time in the fourth quarter ran out, the game was over, to be honest.
Also fair. Sick.
You know what the best part is? According to Drew, Rodgers never throws pick sixes.
I don't know what's happening.
He doesn't. That was his third pick six in his career, and he's played for what?
But he threw a pick six, so.
Yeah, cool. That's fantastic. I don't see how that. Okay, whatever.
Bad look.
Yeah, no, the Packers. Truthfully, I think I even picked the Packers to win. The whole team had a bad day. They could not get anything going.
They didn't have a great day defensively. I really think it was the defense. I think once, the offense was, having a tough time after those picks, but the defense couldn't bail them out. Nah, I think that's what the story was. Once they went down 14-10,
the offense couldn't get points on the board either.
No, the offense couldn't get points on the board either. You're absolutely right. And Rodgers should be held accountable for that loss. I mean, I think most of it at the beginning, the first half is on Rodgers. But then the defense just gave up. I mean, 38 points is terrible. Yes, Discount Double Check was not in the building. That is confirmed.
No, but he went for the Hingle McCringleberry, and that fell flat.
Oh my god!
Made it in my trash bag this week.
The worst like celebration to go for before getting absolutely trounced by an older quarterback too. But yeah, I got nothing else. Rojo. Good day.
He's doing it.
Yeah.
Oh God. Dry cough. LA Rams 16, San Francisco 24. Great transition, James. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
No problem.
Dan Fran's back on pace. That's the biggest storyline of this whole thing, right? Raheem Mostert being out is not going to be deadly for them. I think they're kind of getting ready to be used for that. I think Hasty gets a lot of work this week, and McKinnon ends up doing more of the satellite work. It's gonna be a fun
Well, yeah.
thing to see how they transition off this.
I'm curious. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that running back position because it seems like Raheem Mostert can't even stay healthy.
Yeah, dude, what is going? Was something happened with someone's phone? Computer?
It's my computer. I don't know why I'm getting so many fucking notifications. Shut the fuck up.
Zach, can you chill? We're trying to record her.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Hold on. Let me just let me.
God damn it, Chris! Don't trust State Farm is all I learned from that game. Okay, so that's enough of that. We were all drinking Mai Tais at that point, so
yeah, that's true.
We're beyond that game. Monday night, we got a doubleheader. The Chiefs played the Bills, and they beat them up and called them names and insulted their mother.
Whoa!
It seemed like a good game.
You can't talk about Pat like that. His mother will get very upset.
Okay.
Is there a reference in there I'm missing?
Yeah. They called Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, that's right. The Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah. His mom got pissed on Twitter.
Hey, how do you like this? What? Patrick Mahomes' mom.
His mom got pissed because we keep calling him Pat Mahomes.
People were calling him Pat. Yeah.
Damn, Mama Mahomes coming for the throat. Jesus.
Macho man.
No. I'm not going to get started.
So, Clyde Edwards-Helaire had a bounce-back game with 161. That was nice to see for me. And nothing really got started on the other side of the ball for the Bills. They had some good movement running, or I guess receiving, sorry. But, yeah, the running wasn't really going. Josh Allen led them in rushing again. Zach Moss continues to be non-existent. Thanks for fucking being good in college. And that's it. It sucks.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just the reality. That is the Bills. I mean,
that's just the way it is.
They have a really good defense. I mean, they did a really good job against, a loaded Kansas City team. And I just think that offense is really one-dimensional at this point. I mean, I really think, like you said, they couldn't get anything on the ground. What?
Phil saying, it's me. I'm hacking you guys. Oh, he's talking about your notifications.
Oh. I was like, what? Well, I just think the Bills have a one-dimensional offense. I mean, you stop Stephon Diggs, John Brown. Where's John Brown been? I'm really disappointed.
He was injured until that game, right? He was a game-time decision.
So he's probably having some lingering injury problems.
Bro, old too.
But at the same time, he had a 1,000-yard season last year. So I mean, I really think there's a couple things playing into why the Bills are having a hard time against some top teams. I mean, obviously, their only losses were to the Chiefs and the Titans. So, I mean, you want to see them. You want to, if they're legitimate contenders for a Super Bowl, you want to see them try and at least beat one of the teams. They got stomped by Tennessee, but they had a really close game against Kansas City. So, Bills defense really good though. I'll give you that. They did get stomped by the Titans. Nah, it's real good.
Side.
Tre'Davious White, most underrated cornerback in the NFL.
I'm with you.
Name Blaine Gabbert.
It's aight.
He could play both. Oh, that was the biggest takeaway of the Bucs game is Gab God got in there.
Yeah, and then immediately was replaced. And then he was
fuck yourself. So last game on our slate. Thank you, Derek. Nope, wrong game. Thank you, Zeke, for fumbling twice and winning me my week in fantasy. Appreciate you. If you have Kenyon Drake on your bench, I feel bad for you too because it's the one game he's going to pop this year, and he didn't get it.
Why am I yawning?
164, 2 touchdowns. Kenyon Drake has barely put 164 up in 3 games.
Correct. I feel like that's
Cowboys are not that great without Dak.
See, that's the biggest takeaway I was going to get to at this. Zach has some thoughts about Dak. I just wanted to rhyme. But
I do.
It's very clearly, at this point, not just who they're putting around him. Because who they put around Andy Dalton, same people, way worse performance.
Right.
My God.
And you have good pieces on offense.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the thing. You have Amari Cooper. You have CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. I mean, your tight ends are meh, but I mean, you have a top 5 running back in the NFL. And not to mention an offensive line that's pretty fucking good.
So, yeah, tell me why, in that case, you can only muster 266 and have 2 interceptions on the day, Andy. Tell me why your top 5 running back, which granted not your fault on the fucking 2 fumbles, but he only gets 49 yards. A lot of that has to go to the offensive line, to be perfectly honest. I don't know why I'm blaming Andy Dalton. Because they've had a lot of gaps to fill in on what used to be a not even question number 1 offensive line.
Well, but think about it like this. I mean, look at the offensive output for the Cowboys in the first 5 games before Dak gets hurt, and then look at it with Andy Dalton. Don't even look at the wins and losses because right now that defense is atrocious, and 150,000% Drew called this. It's Mike McCarthy's fault.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you heard the report though that they're losing the locker room already, and it's Mike.
Yeah,
McCarthy.
I've heard a bunch of things about that the coaches.
It really it's just a response. Once Dak goes down, I mean Dak is the bona fide leader. I mean, I haven't heard Ezekiel Elliott come out and say, this is our team, like we're doing this, blah blah blah. It's always Dak.
And Phil is going
well,
off.
I think
really?
I think what it proves though is because James was a witness a long time ago with me that Dak wasn't that good without Zeke. Remember when Zeke was out for 4 games and Dak was terrible?
It wasn't great.
I think it just shows that the Cowboys are one of those teams that need all those pieces in order, especially Dak and Zeke, and that's what makes them clockwork.
Well, the thing with them is that people, a lot of teams expect them to be multi-dimensional on offense because they have so many gifted weapons on offense. But I mean, they just haven't had a year where they've had a consistent amount of production from all of their pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now let's get into the Phil section of this.
I guess I'm gonna have to go back to the comments because I'm missing all of this.
Oh god, man, we keep going. Stop. All right. It's me hacking. Bills are above average. Cowboys look sorry. Give me the pads and some cash to carry. I'll run for 50 and 50. No fumbles, promise. Phil, my guy, I think he'd be buckled. I think he'd be split in half. Help your QB. Let's just keep it simple. Michael Gallup, get you new hands. Can't be dropping passes. Jerry almost put it. All right. Odds. Who was the better odds of surviving if they played running back for the Cowboys, Phil or Jerry Jones? I don't think Jerry Jones is ever going to die. So, Phil, you might be on the clock with this one.
That's true. Jerry Jones has got some Emperor Palpatine looking shit. Motherfucker's ageless.
Every contract he's wasted, he just eats those years, his extra years on his life.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'd give it.
My football coach could prepare you for Cowboys better than Mike McCarthy. Couldn't agree more.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think our biggest takeaways from this week, for me personally, is that it's the Chiefs game and everyone else is, it's the Chiefs world. Everyone's playing. Fucking what?
Phil is heated about that decision, about when we picked Jerry. He's going full on truck mode. He put his now for 1 extra half yard. He put his trucking stats all the way up to 99 in Madden. He's feeling froggy.
Oh shit.
All right. What else you got about this? Anything? Because I don't think there's much else to say. I mean, I love that Christian Kirk got a good game out of this. Him and DeAndre had a weird, connection, though. Like, they weren't on the same page, like, most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's normal, though. You have good connections some weeks and bad connections another week. It's just going to happen, especially with the young quarterback. That's,
All right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's the show. That's all the games. That's what I got. That's the show. We did it. You know where to find us at BOTA
Seattle,
Sports.
Kansas City Super Bowl. Calling right now.
Do you mind?
No, I don't.
At BOTA Sports on everything social media. Like, follow, rate, 5, subscribe, whatever. Hi, YouTube. Thanks for – I wasn't even looking at the camera. Jesus, am I. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate you. Zach, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know what you're going to do, but don't.
Stay Christy.
You haven't even gotten your final thoughts yet.
That's not even a thing.
Final thoughts, boys.
Stay Christy.
Oh, fucking Christ almighty.
BOTA Christ. FTW.
Can I remove you?
You can.
Donation.
Yeah, kind of a shit.
OnlyFans.
Final
Pay
thoughts.
us money. Money now, please.
Final thoughts. League doesn't make it past week 12. Gets shut down for Corona. That's my thoughts.
That's a little fucked up.
No, it's not. It's really not. I mean, look at all the teams that have already had to postpone games. And it's week 5.
All right, Phil, hit us with your final thoughts. Phil in 3. God, wait, now I get what he's saying. All right, we're ending the show.
1, 2,
permanently.
3.
That's
Phil.
it. We're done. Stay beautiful.
This is Augie.
Beautiful.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell for all alerts on our uploaded videos. And find us everywhere at BOTA Sports.